Jamie Raskin, I'm not going to call you. I'm going to call you Federal Prosecutor, Representative of Maryland, and a member of the panel. You want to know what I want to call you today? A person that won't ask under U.S. v. Navy under the Military Tribunal Court if you still have the brace scans of the firefighters that walked up. What about the pictures of their phones when they stopped? And instead of it being breeze, the Slovenian like I love you, when you're talking to it in English and say, I'm not wondering Norwegian, Arabic, Bulgarian, or Slavonic in view of his dispatch and compared to A11 when it's wondered in Korean. But I'm saying I'm asking the question and say, instead of me stopping on flights and talking to them, Mr. Raskin, and saying that those different applications aren't like a prime minister, 5 out of the 9 of them still be living. And when you can show them saying hi to him in, that A11 tape and the rest of the American Towers tape, what about the Brooklyn Naval Yard in the U.S. v. Navy? I don't get that question in New York Pistol. I bet him an earthquake in Honest 4v 3 Mile Island and Idaho v. Apple Bottom in view of the Triton spill and Enbridge v. BP. But we don't get specific when we start asking these kind of questions in Article 153 and 158, sir. Now, this wouldn't matter if I can show you in your nice little hurricane how much forecasted damage by county outline compared to it being wonder till election, and say, I'm gauging it, Rudy. Hey, Rudy, shouldn't you have ran for mayor, man? Oh, wait, you did. What about president? Oh, I'm sorry. I get these kind of questions, right? We don't understand great-granddad should have stabbed him. Mr. Yeltsin, who asked Macedonia to say, and I love you, was wondered. Oh, we're going to bomb in a minute, John? Oh. These type of questions now get a little wicked when it's, hey, Ron, Senator Carl has a deputy chief of staff. Doris, we can say grapes and sugar. Compared to almond joy, let's call the earthquake sloppy joes. Like, oh, I'm supposed to say, should that be Marcus now instead? I'm sorry. These are these type of questions I have in view of the forward breeze scan. I guess I don't get to understand instead of Roger Stone. Oh, my bad. Mr. Raskin, let's get specific again. 153rd Precinct's Master Sergeant, and say that you're asking the firefighter and the Kennedy Tower what his name is when he says it, and say we don't understand Hail the King of Macedonia and Open Breezesure the same time I get talked to by 2 prime ministers. Oh, I don't get that. A11, what's good, man? The second airplane. I'm a child, now an adult. What about when it's I love you, take a deep breath, Baron, take a deep breath. I love you, Ivana. Oh, I don't get asking yet in Slovenian what he said during the church, and say that that's freedom of speech requestment and under Citizens United in view of harboring a war criminal, yet in view of asking the proliferation treaty, in view of foreign powers. Oh wait, interim solicitor, excuse me. The naughty word, Joseph, in your court compared to his colonel reporting for duty in 4 countries. Dual sovereignty, please. May I salute the Deputy Prime Minister of Russia appropriately? May I salute the President of Ukraine appropriately? May I salute the Secretary of North Korea and the doubting appropriately and ask promotions? We don't understand evasion to Mao Zedong's family and ask how old the ceramics are that hold people's ashes. Oh, electrical, nuclear water and waste and contract tracing compared to COVID and say domestic policy presently. I got bubonic plague and pulmonary anthrax as a viral disease in view of the COVID outbreak and call it a Higgs-MERS model, and say we don't understand meningitis at the time right now in polio research, and say basic stupidity of chemistry. I want to make it intravirological epidermologic isotopomeric hyperobtrusive inorganic compound for biochemical weapon development, a phosphor nitrate as sample that goes into degree models 3, 400, 700 up to 1084.2. These questions yet and say I got transbutyl phosphorial development, not only Wyjin Zedong, Shin Wai Lin, and Shin Quinn, Sergei Larzov, Kobe Solotsky Stefanik, Daniel Paul Zelinsky Fleming. Hey Elizabeth, who are you yet? Elizabeth, who are you yet? I forget this name, Koopa do. I forget these type of questions, Mr. Guerreras. Joseph Robin still have little issues with how Raoul's wondered. Ms. Harris, the military still, yes, we like blood, but asking why you're almost assassinated is a little personal with some of us. Those are those type of questions yet. But Mr. Raskin, let's get back, Jamie, to our original topic. Those firefighter, building inspector redactment compared to the brief scan, the paperwork for the next 2 weeks while the mayor sits downtown and asks who's cleaning up what project increment based on capital improvement blocks. Block 21 isn't the one in the storage. What appellate still have that original paperwork? Hey, Bradley, what good great nephew of Adolf Hitler? Oh, my bad. Those Metro PCS ornaments and Metro 1 model. My West Barrow Baptist. You know, those type of things back in the day. We don't get specific with wondering Casey Anthony yet, Mr. Raskin. Ask how the Davis Thayer Dirksons are wondered and say, are we not? Oh, we got these type of questions. The Foley John, are we asking the Haggard Bushes out for peanut? You don't understand, Mr. Hanging out with Biden's first fit. Oh, everyday partying. Mia, Sasha, and says Snapchat, what you doing this weekend? Oh, those type of questions, yeah. What about yourself? Oh, sorry, Jamie, let's go back. Any prime minister redactment that were injured, and that's the hospital notes based on building inspection. Called Giuliani over it when he was in Georgia and asked how that's wondered to Mike. Hey, Mike, you still have that silver cell phone? Your mama. Oh, Val Wilby in the morning. Mr. Raskin, 17.29 kilotons of enriched plutonium-246 are on the Shokori Abora class submarines, and they just popped up 45 minutes ago. There are 26 Tu-193 atmospheric bombers going through Alaska in the next 10 minutes. And Admiral Kreshkov is 1 day's journey, 26 hours and 17 minutes. And the Brashkov is currently in our biggest radon field, and we'll send a light thermal strike offside so that way we know we're in the U.S. waters outside of San Diego. And we're 68.26 kilotons heavier in enriched plutonium with 160 a Mach 22 ICBM starting off at Mach 16 at main capacity. 8 minutes 47 seconds, 8 minutes 53 seconds. When YJ-16A underwater, and say we're starting off with a 79 by 86 foot earthquake or tidal field, a 1.9 by 28, a 153 by 2.8, or a 0.09 by 45, and say, love you, Trumpy. I'm America. America great again. I'm not stupid in the first place. King of Macedonia, what's up?